So this is going to be Aerokinesis, a demonstration. Now, I really don't care if you do or don't believe, but either way, I'm going to be sending this through Kick Video, so you can't really upload a video, edit it, and then like edit it on the computer, then put it back on your phone, then send it. That don't work like that, okay, with Kick. So you have to send it either directly from your phone to the Kick app to upload it to Kick, or you have to just do the video in Kick and then send it, which for some reason it won't let me do it in Kick and then send it. I don't know, it's retarded. But anyway, I'm going to be demonstrating you some of the stuff and kind of explaining it, but I'm going to be trying to change the wind direction multiple times. And the wind's already blowing, but let me explain what this stuff is. Alright, if everything is vibration, that means everything has a frequency. And there's many frequencies, of course. Now, your brain comprehends this world around you that you think you see and understand. This world is actually just a bunch of frequency and vibrations. That's all it is, and your brain interprets them into the five senses. Well, you know, feeling, touch, sight, smell, and hearing. And then it creates this world that you think that you see, but really you can go to higher dimensions and perceive more than just those. And there are ways you can connect in. See, we're all part of the electromagnetic field. There are really, literally like grids that exist around the world, and it's spherical because the Earth's magnetic poles, north and south, but there's actually more than that, that create this wrapping effect around the Earth, the electromagnetic field, which is true, and that does exist. And you can harness this, and your heart gives off its own electromagnetic field around the body called the toroidal field. And it's like an electromagnetic field produced from your heart, and it's in like a ovalish, longish, ovalish shape. And it's just like a grid. And you can tap into that and feel it, and then you can start expanding outward and under feeling other things outside your body. It's just like when you exercise your muscles, you can exercise your nerves and feel more, not just inside of you, but outside of you. You can feel that electromagnetic field. You can feel the variations, and you can start concentrating on it and increasing it, and then you're basically increasing your magnetism. Basically, you're raising your electromagnetic field, the charge of it, and that's what you're basically doing. You're able to connect to things like this, and then make things happen. But it takes practice, just like a job. To get better at it, you've got to practice. And it's the same exact thing. Now, granted, I haven't been able to practice that much, but still, once you get that connection, you don't really lose it. The wind blowing from this way. And you can connect it. Now it's moving this way. There you go. There's one. And I'm going to change it again. It's like it feels like a bunch of air, like a ball of air hitting your hand. And I just figured this out yesterday, but to best describe it, it feels like you're feeling the vibrations of everything, or the frequencies in there. It's all hitting your hand all at once, and it feels like light, like tingling almost. That's what it is. You're tapping into it and being able to feel it. You're trying to perceive more. And it feels just like a magnet. You're magnetizing your hand. And just by acknowledging it, that it exists, see there? Just by acknowledging it, you're giving it attention, and then you can increase that like that. And then you can just tap into it and go with it. That's all it is. I mean, it's really not, it's hard to comprehend at first, and believe me, I was a skeptic. But once you open up a little, and there's like a faith, and you just don't lose it then. You just get it. It just happens. See there? But it's amazing. It's real. There shouldn't be any buts about it. I mean, it's literally just like physics. when you push a box, you can push it physically, but you can also push or pull it mentally as well. I mean, we just don't understand exactly how it all works yet. And scientists in Britain are working on bending light, and you can literally make anything. And there's actually different types of light, and there's so many. We can't even perceive like 4, I think. And there's so many, which is amazing. Because when you do things with light, you can fragment it, and then that creates the other sets of colors for rainbows. So there's literally almost infinite colors that exist, which is amazing. And I mean, the world is not exactly what you think, but it is as well. I mean, it's about conceptualism, and there's that Schrodinger's cat, where that observing test, where they put the cat in a black box and they put a grenade or radiation in it, and a 50% chance it dies and 50% chance it doesn't die, but it depends on you, and you don't know what's going to happen, and the cat doesn't know. It doesn't even know it's there. It's just in the box, and then you observe it, and then it's always a 50% outcome of both ways, that it dies and 50% that it doesn't. And that's what it is. Just because you're observing something can cause a reaction. For every reaction, there is another. For every action, there's a reaction, and when it goes around, comes back around. I mean, it's simple. I mean, that stuff does exist, and I know it's almost impossibly hard to understand. But when you start meditating, look at this. When you start meditating, and these guys know what I'm talking about here. Check that out. But when you start meditating, you can open up your mind and receive vast amounts of information just randomly, and I'll just like, what the heck, where did that come from? And I'll start mechanically processing information. It's just, wow, I just figured out. It's amazing. And you know what, I used to not like math, but now I love it and I respect it, because math is so important in all creation. It's the foundation for creation, like literally. But that's what everything, it's all mathematical. It's all just like the Matrix. And it's not magic. It's pure science. It is literally pure science when you start breaking it down and trying to understand it. And there's glands in your body. There's the pineal gland, which controls the third eye. Well, it's known as the third eye, or your mind's eye, whichever one you want to call it. But it controls clairvoyance and seeing energy, and other things like that, and telekinesis, things like that. But basically what you're doing is connecting to this object. This tree, it exists, so therefore it is part of life. Look at there. And we're all not separate individuals. We are, but at the same time, we're actually all part of the earth, and the earth is part of everything else that exists. If you threw away everything you ever knew, and then you saw the universe, you wouldn't know anything really what you're looking at. You just know that it's there, and you would probably think it's flat, because people back then used to think the earth was flat until they figured out you don't fall off the edge. But that's the exact same way you would perceive something else if you didn't know what it was. If you saw the whole universe, you just think it was something flat. You wouldn't even know how to explain what it looks like to you. And you just see it all as one thing. And that's exactly what you have to do with all this. When you break a cloud, you have to look at it as one thing, and then you start perceiving it as not... What?